Alright, everybody. Once again, Slevin here. I'm trying to talk up, trying to put a little more energy into these videos. I actually have a couple people watching them, like two. But it's something. I want to talk about the difference between needle exchanges in Chicago and Tampa. It's a very big difference, what I realized as soon as I moved down here. Alright, in Chicago, we had this thing called Chicago Recovery Alliance, right? You call that number, and they have this big silver truck. It looks like a UPS truck, painted like a flat silver type color, and it says Chicago Recovery Alliance on the side. I think it's in red or black letters, and that's it. Very simple. And they pull up, and you go inside the back of the truck where the packages would be, and they have a little station set up there. And first, they take your first initial, and then your mother's maiden name for your last initial, and then I think the numbers were like your social or something, like 2 or 4 letters somewhere in your social. So it's like a code basically to keep track of you. And first thing they always do is they give you 10 1 milliliter ampules of Narcan and some muscle needles. And when I say needle exchange, you never have to bring them needles. And then they always will give you, so you have like 10 shots of Narcan to bring people back to life right away. And then the big needles. And then they give you like 3, if you ask for more, 5, 6 boxes. And inside each box is 10 bags. Each bag has 10 needles. So there's 100 inside each box. So they give you 3,500 boxes, or 3 or 500 right off the rip, and Narcan. Just by calling them, they come to you. Now, of course, people will sell them for $1 on the streets and stuff like that for people that don't have them. But I mean, it's that simple. Now, when I came down to Tampa about 6 years ago, very quickly, like I was still in the scene for a minute, and very quickly I was in the same situation I've been in many times. People, purple lips, people, they got no color in their face, they're turning gray, you can tell they ain't breathing, their chest ain't moving. I get there, this dude's running in circles around his girlfriend with the door open, freaking out, drugs all over the place. So first I tell him, hi, I took one look. I told him, hide your drugs. I got out there and I called 911. And I told him, bring Narcan, this girl's dying. She's ODing. First thing pulls up, police officer. I yell from the second story where he is. You got Narcan? No, he ain't got it. I'm like, man, that ain't make no sense. That's the whole reason I called you. So we gotta wait for the fire truck. As soon as they get there, I tell them, they bring it up, they put it in their nose, which is retarded. That's how they do it now. But I personally have always had more success with the needles and putting into someone's muscle. But that's my 2 cents, my opinion. And Florida still don't have. Florida, you still like gotta go to like stores in the hood to get needles and stuff like that, and or buy them off the internet, even though they're legal. That's why there's a lot more sexually transmitted diseases and HIV and Hep C down here. Like, people share down here a lot more. And that's just because Florida don't want to do a program for harm reduction. They don't think people can change. They think if you're going to put a needle in your arm, even one time, you deserve to die. So, it is what it is, to each their own, opinion-wise. But if you think we should all die because we got addicted on Vicodin or Percocets, and then the doctors dropped us instantly after we ran up, like, in my case, I broke my back. I got out of the hospital on fentanyl, Dilaudid, and Oxycontin all at the same time, man. I didn't know anything about this world, so I got addicted. I was addicted by the time I left the hospital. And then the next 6 months I was on disability, So, and then they just drop you. So it's just like, man, I don't know. Most people, well, not most, I don't know, in my opinion, a lot of people, they turn their lives around. They figure it out after a while. They gotta get to what they call your rock bottom or whatever. Everyone has their own rock bottom. I suggest raising yours up because, or else it's the bottom, death. I got this tattoo on my hand, right? That's just because jail, institutions, and death. If I continued living the way I was living, that's what life had in store for me. So I changed the way I was living because I was done with jail, institutions, and death. As much as possible, I still am. I'm done with jail, done with institutions, unless you want to consider the clinic, methadone clinic, an institution, I guess it is. But, and death, yeah, there's still people dying around me, but not directly, like, associated with me anymore. People from my past. But, I've caught out everybody that wants to do anything illegal because I don't want to go to jail on methadone. That would be the worst withdrawal in my life. So I live my life legal now. And I've never been Narcan. I never overdosed. But if I did overdose once or twice, it'd be nice to have a second or third chance, I never needed it, fortunately. But many people do. And many people see the light at the end of the tunnel and they turn their life around. So let's give some people that option, at least a couple times or whatever, or honestly, the first responders are always other junkies anyways. So that's why I've Narcan so many people. Because if we have it, we don't need to call 911. We don't need to get scared about the police. So we just save our friends. We just hit them up. And they come back to life and they hate us because we took away their knock. But it is what it is, man. You gotta save people's lives. So, that's the difference. And in my opinion, Florida's gotta step up. But, we also need to lower the demand up here in America because we don't all need to be ingesting these fucking